Have you ever heard a poem that felt like it was speaking directly to your soul? A voice from centuries ago that understands the deepest longings of your heart? Today, we journey into the life of a man whose words have crossed oceans and ages, a poet, a mystic, and a guide for humanity, Mawlana Jalal al-Din Balkhi Rumi, born in the year 1207 in the city of Balkh, in what is now Afghanistan. Rumi's early life was marked by both scholarship and upheaval. His father, Baha al-Din Walid, was a renowned scholar and mystic. As political tensions grew in their homeland, the family embarked on a monumental journey. They traveled through the great intellectual centers of Nishapur, Baghdad, and even made the pilgrimage to Mecca, before finally finding a new home in Konya, Turkey. In Konya, the young Rumi flourished. He absorbed knowledge like a sponge, continuing his education under his father's guidance. After his father's passing, he studied with one of his father's most esteemed students, Burhan al-Din Tirmidhi. Rumi mastered the traditional Islamic sciences, law, theology, philosophy, and logic. He wasn't just a student. He became a respected teacher and a public intellectual in his own right, a man of great learning and influence. But the most profound transformation of his life was yet to come. Imagine being at the peak of your career, respected by all, when a stranger walks into your life and changes everything. In 1244, this is exactly what happened to Rumi. He met a wandering dervish, a mysterious and powerful spiritual figure named Shams Tabrizi. This was no ordinary friendship. It was a meeting of souls, a spiritual explosion that ignited a fire of divine love in Rumi's heart. Shams saw beyond the scholar and spoke to the lover of God hidden within. Their intense conversations and spiritual companionship turned Rumi's world upside down. He shifted his focus from the books of law and logic to the book of the heart. The formal scholar transformed into a passionate poet, his soul overflowing with ecstatic love for the divine. This period of intense spiritual awakening was the crucible in which the Rumi we know and love was forged. But this profound connection was not to last. Shams mysteriously disappeared, leaving Rumi in a state of deep longing and grief. Some say he was driven away by the jealousy of Rumi's other students. Others believe he was murdered. Whatever the cause, this immense loss became the wellspring of Rumi's most powerful poetry. He poured his sorrow, his love, and his yearning for his spiritual friend, and through him forgot into thousands of verses. It was in searching for Shams that Rumi found the divine presence within himself. He realized that the beloved he was seeking was not outside, but was a reflection of the divine love that resided in his own soul. From this point on, Rumi dedicated his life to expressing this divine love through poetry, music, and the famous whirling dance of the Sima. He spent the rest of his years teaching his disciples and composing works that would become treasures of world literature. So, what makes Rumi's contribution so timeless? It's not just his beautiful poetry, but the revolutionary ideas he presented. He took Islamic mysticism, or Sufism, and gave it a vibrant, emotional, and accessible form. For Rumi, the central force of the universe was divine love, or gishk. He taught that this love is not just a feeling but the very path that leads the human soul back to its divine origin. He famously wrote, "The lover's cause is separate from all other causes." Love is the astrolabe of God's mysteries. Beyond mysticism, Rumi was a profound moral and spiritual educator. His teachings are filled with practical wisdom about how to live a better, more meaningful life. He emphasized humility, the importance of serving others, and the constant struggle to conquer the ego, which he saw as the main veil between us and God. He believed that a true human being is one who sees everyone with an eye of compassion and forgiveness. These lessons on ethics and self-improvement are just as relevant today as they were 800 years ago, influencing fields from modern psychology to leadership. And of course, we cannot talk about Rumi without mentioning his impact on literature. He elevated the Persian language to breathtaking new heights. His poetry is a rich tapestry of stories, parables, metaphors, and profound spiritual insights. His unique style, which blends wisdom with raw emotional honesty, has influenced countless poets and writers in Persian, Turkish, Urdu, and now across the Western world. He made poetry a vehicle for divine inspiration. Perhaps Rumi's most powerful and enduring message is that of unity and tolerance. In a world often fractured by differences, Rumi saw one single reality, the unity of all beings under the love of God. His most famous work, the Mathnawi, begins with the lines, Listen to the reed flute, how it tells a tale, complaining of its separations. This reed flute symbolizes the human soul, crying out with longing to return to the divine source from which it was cut. Rumi taught that regardless of our religion, culture, or background, we are all reeds from the same reed bed, all sharing the same fundamental yearning for connection and love. He once wrote, "Come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving, it doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times. Come yet again, come, come." Let's briefly look at his major works, which form the core of his legacy. The most famous is the Mathnawi, or the spiritual couplets. This epic 6-volume poem is a vast ocean of wisdom, filled with stories and allegories that explain complex spiritual ideas in a simple, engaging way. It's often called the Quran in the Persian tongue for its depth and influence. Then there is the Shams Tabrizi, or the collected poems of Shams of Tabriz. This is a collection of passionate lyrical poems or ghazals that express Rumi's ecstatic love and longing for the divine, often through the symbol of his beloved friend. Shams. This is where you find the raw, fiery, and deeply personal side of Rumi's poetry. He also left behind prose works, such as Fihi Ma Fihi, or In It Is What Is In It, which is a collection of his discourses and conversations with his students. This book gives us a direct glimpse into his teachings and his way of thinking. And the Majlis-e-Sabah, or the 7 Sermons, contains his early religious lectures, showing the foundation of scholarship upon which his later mystical insights were built. Mawlana Jalal al-Din Rumi passed away in Konya in 1273. His death was not seen as an ending but as his his wedding night, the final joyous union with his beloved with God. People from all faiths, Muslims, Christians, and Jews attended his funeral, a testament to the universal love he preached. His tomb in Konya remains a major pilgrimage site, drawing visitors from every corner of the globe who seek to connect with his spirit. In the end, Rumi was a unique figure who masterfully bridged the gap between the intellect and the heart, between religious law and boundless love. He showed us that the path to God is not a dry, academic exercise, but a passionate, transformative journey of self-discovery and love for all creation. His words are not just poems. They are invitations. Invitations to look within, to love more deeply, and to recognize the divine spark that connects us all. His legacy is a living, breathing source of inspiration that continues to guide seekers of truth and lovers of wisdom everywhere. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the life of the great poet of love. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe Freedom Mind channel for more content that explores the wisdom of the ages. Let us know in the comments which of Rumi's teachings resonates with you the most. Until next time, may you walk the path of love.